This is A Woman is a God by Amy Lee Lillard, Part 7. I linger in bed, feeling the softness of the blanket, the way the mattress molds around me, the coziness of waking warm and rested. I linger in the shower, the pulse of water on my skin, my head, my hands, soap and shampoo and all the things we make to clean our bodies, usually done in a rush, now luxurious. I marvel at my tattoos, faded but still there, and all the marks and colors across my skin. I linger as I dress, in my favorite comfortable linen pants with pockets, my favorite cotton t-shirt, no bra, because how dare I be in discomfort on this day. I linger in my rooms, running my hands across my books, my records, my art, the things I hung on the walls and stacked on shelves and felt pleasure in owning and displaying. I linger in the doorframe, a long look back. Then I close the door and make my way downstairs. It's early, and my friends are doing their own lingering. I sit in my favorite armchair in the great hall, alone. Everything dies. Animals die. Hope dies. Love dies. Witches die. And it all lives, too. I will die. And this is the day I will die. God created the world in 7 days. My mother crafted me in 9 months. I formed and reformed myself in 83 years. Time is a figment of the imagination and a very real clock counting down, and it feels long and short at once. And what of endings? How long does it take to end a world? Endings are frightening. We focus on the beginnings and the middle, and we gloss over the ending because we don't want to look too hard at what comes next. We can't see it. We can't understand it. When I wrote stories, my endings were often vague, open to interpretation. I convinced myself it was writerly talent. Really, it was a lack of vision, of language. Because the great end, the great death? Religion made endings easier. You died and you went to heaven if you followed the rules, or had enough money to convince the church you did. Or you died and went to hell if you were gay or broken or unbaptized or incorrigible or a blasphemer or ignored the rules of that moment. Or you died and you joined some sort of ancestral home, some soft bosom of family of blood, if you were worthy. And that was that. Without religion, what then? I wonder on the ideas of science. No matter or energy can be destroyed, just repurposed. So our bodies, our essence, would we be reincarnated? Would we slip back into the universe of stars and celestial bodies? Would we turn into dirt and transform into flora and fauna? And what remains? Musicians leave behind their songs, artists their art, writers their words. But all that can get lost in the crush of time, in the crash of content, in the disdain for the past. Those who have children, they point to their progeny as their legacy. But decades turn and bodies die and names of grandparents, great-grandparents, back and back, they're lost to paper and fire and fickle memories. We fear endings, but we also cling to them. We work to define our lives, to find meaning, to leave something behind. We convince ourselves we will be remembered. we will have mattered. While the planet moves, and the sun turns, and the universe expands and retracts, and life is formed and crushed, and we are nothing. A second of a spark, there and gone. This is the day I will die. My body knows it. My mind knows it. My friends know it too, as we gather. They join me, one by one, and we sit together in the great hall, silent, smiling at one another. Words aren't enough, so I invite them into my mind. If my death is revisiting memories, then I show them the ones I will pick. I show them themselves and our lives together. Kira, she sighs and smiles. Joan, she laughs and nods. Ben, he touches his heart. Elliot, he folds his hands. Patty, she looks at each of us. Marcus, he wipes his cheek. They're so real, my friends. So alive, even when they're not. My heart holds them, and my heart is the size of the world. Our world. Thank you, I say. I love you, I say. Thank you, I say again. I rise to my feet. Wait, Marcus says, what happened with your book? And what happened with Eve? Elliot asks. I laugh. I let them in again, into my mind, because what words would encompass the last week of nights? Called it, Elliot says, clapping. Yes, Joan and Patty say. The atheist and the original woman, Ben says, shaking his head and laughing. I mean, she's hot, Kira says. Still getting it at 83, bitch, Marcus says. And what about the book? I finished it, I say. Not on the page, but here, with you, this week. Yeah? Patty says. I'm a storyteller, I say, and telling stories is magic. It's a legit magic ritual, creating something out of nothing. Hence, why we called you a witch, Kira says. You were right, I say. I tried to tell Eve's story, and that ritual, it unlocked something. It let me free. Let my body show its magic. Finally, Marcus says. Telling stories, it made me magic. It let me see through time and transform and see true stories and glimpse other lives, and it let me bring you all back, even if just for a little while. Ben closes his eyes and nods. Magic is creation, and creation is magic. And creation continues and repeats and respools and ends again and never ends, all at once. Joan closes her eyes too. That power, it was scary because I've never felt powerful. So I doubted it, just as I've always doubted love and belonging. Patty and Kira close their eyes. And magic can turn dark, like it does in the best stories, and we can feel powerless in that. Elliot and Marcus close their eyes. And I'm afraid. I'm scared of what happens next. I'm scared to leave you. I'm scared to let you go. All of them, everyone, all my family, opens their eyes. They tell me, without words, that, well, something comforting, a glimpse at the peace to come. Thank you, I say again. Marcus grabs Kira's hand, and Kira grabs Patty's hand, and it continues around the circle until Elliot grabs my hand and Marcus the other. We breathe and sigh and cry. In my head, I think of the song from the garden, and I share it with them. Soon we all nod along to it. I let myself weep, and my body gives the tears willingly and feels refreshed and reborn. I kiss the hands in mine. I release them. Then I walk away from the circle. At the door out of the great hall, I turn back. My friends smile. And my heart. I open the door, and the wind, the ever-present, ever-angry, ever-hot and cold and hurtful wind, it stills. Behind me, at the front door, I hear Vic announcing his presence. I tell him, through my mind, my heart, my body, thank you. Then I close the back door behind me. Outside, I lean down, touch the brown grass, rough and fragile. I reach up, touch the gray clouds, viscous and heavy. I close my eyes and tilt my head up and feel the hidden sun emerge, pour its rays over me. I walk through the shed, the tools within. The garden, long neglected but filled with living weeds and dried corpses of vegetable stalks. The fire pit, rarely used, cold and empty. And then I come to the kirkyard, where my friends lay, where they had lain this entire time, where they would always lay. Here is where my body will go. I'll join the earth in this plot of land, and over time my skin and organs and cells will wither away. They will become the dirt where my friends are waiting, and we will party together once more. Everything dies. Even witches die. But death just means my body will shift again. Reshape, remember, and release an energy that will never end. Release my fear and hurt. Release the stories and lives I hold. Release my love and let it enter the world and fuel another story. I touch the ground. I'm coming, I tell those waiting underneath. I'm coming. I rise to my feet and move on, past the kirkyard, into the woods. For here is where children are lost and found in fairy tales, where witches live in huts and candy houses and hidden castles, where animals sing and judge and revel. The woods, where the borders of worlds are thin, so thin, where you can convince yourself magic is real, something to be feared and wanted. I touch the massive trunk of the old maple, a being that had lived through our lives and those before us, long into our shadowed past. I touch the ash and the smoke tree and the others I can't name. My feet crunch on dead brush and across jettisoned tree limbs. I hear noises, animal sounds, familiar but made strange by this weird, hot world. I walk deeper into the woods, past more trees and branches and leaves. They stretch far ahead of me, as they didn't in real life, whatever that meant. I walk, and the trees stretch high, and the animals screech and chirrup and make music. And a gentle breeze returns, and my breathing is smooth, and the sun softly shows her face. I walk, and as I do, I feel the release, the letting go. I feel fear fall away, its lead weight off my shoulder. I feel pain fly away, its grip on my guts gone. I feel love, the great joy and peace in my heart, fill the air around me. I walk, and as I do, my guts circle and swirl, opening up worlds, and my hands tremble, itching to create and humming from creating. And my belly bounces, singing true stories, and my feet spring, speaking of the shapes they can make, and my heart beats with the power of the world, and my body, it moves and works and lives and dies and never stops. I walk, and the trees grow taller, greener, more vibrant, more loud, full of animals and life. I walk until I come to the biggest tree, the one that first appeared in black and white, the one that held the knowledge of all things in its fruit. And at the base of the tree, Eve waits. "Shashin," I say. She smiles. "A beautiful day," she says. "Like all days." "And here we are," she says, "at the end of the world." "Everything ends," I say, "and everything continues." I hold her hand and kiss her. "I think I'll walk a little more," I say. "Yes," she says, "walk and see what you find." I nod, gently pull my hand away, and point my body forward. I walk, and my heart beats, a strong beat that tells the story of Eve's life, of my friends' lives, and my life in all worlds and all times. My heart beats and it tells me where to walk. Soon it will tell me where to find them again, how to live with them again, how to live it all again. Soon it will tell me, I walk down the old Capitol steps and the sloping sidewalk. I can see my destination, the English building. I can see so much of the campus from up here. I can see so much. I walk and gain on the other person walking in front of me. I prepare to bob and weave, to lap them. But I recognize that shape. He's in my class. And more. Something more. Something that makes me stumble over my feet, sends me hurtling down to the ground. "Oh shit," the shape says, as he turns back. My palms sting from scraping the pavement. My face burns with embarrassment. He laughs, then stops himself. "Sorry," he says, then laughs again. And I join in. "No, it's fine," I say. "I do this all the time." He holds out his hand and I look at his eyes. I look for meanness, for things I should not trust, still stinging from high school bullies and immature parents and all the things for which I have no language. Instead, I find something familiar, something welcoming, something that speaks of time and hearts and castles. I grip his hand and rise to my feet. "Thanks," I say. "You're in the next class, right?" "Yeah." "You done the reading?" I shake my head, even though I have read past the assignment. Never admit how smart you are. Never admit how prepared. It makes people uncomfortable, especially guys. He looks at me and I see he spots my lie. He will spot all my lies. But he will let me tell the truth on my own time. He will let me be smart and prepared, and I will let him be who he would. And together we'll learn more than we know about the world. "Hey, I'm Marcus." I'm Shannon. Shall we? He points down the hill. Let's go, I say. This was part 7, the final installment of A Woman is a God, a novel in 7 parts. Written and read by Amy Lee Lillard. Original music and audio production also by Amy Lee Lillard. Amy is the creator of Weird Woman podcast and the author of 3 books, Exile in Guyville, A Grotesque Animal, and Dig Me Out. And she's the founder of Rebel Yell Creative, helping creative individuals, community groups, and small businesses build, create, and resist through creative consulting, courses, and community. Find more in the show notes. If you'd like to read A Woman is a God, the full ebook is available at rebelyellcreative.com. If you like what you hear, tell a weird friend. Thanks for listening.